I think that I see value in something that already exists. And I know a lot of people come in here and they don't see value and just take the view that it should be demolished, but I just can't see that. I think when I first got the building, I'd come in here and just sit and just sort of watch. Like, I came to a lot of the shows here when we reopened it for a year or so, just to get people back into the space. And I think that was quite inspiring to me, to show that we could do that again and there was a need for it. When I come in here now, I just see all the things we have to do. You know, where do we start? It's almost the question. In mid-2022, we had quite a bad break-in here at St James, and they did a fair bit of damage to the building and the roofing. But what that meant is that for a good couple of months, there was a substantial amount of water getting into this building. And what's happened is the water has got into the building, run down those walls, and the plaster, the ornate plasterwork, has gotten wet and sort of structurally failed and is essentially falling down. And this is especially evident in the proscenium arch and in the ceiling dome. And the proscenium arch actually had a really amazing motif in the middle up there, and that is now obviously all over the floor in 10 million pieces. This is a really good example of sort of, I guess, the residual damage from the water ingress issues that we've had, which is just how damp the building was, and just how much now mildew and fungus and stuff like that we've got growing in the building, that is just another thing we have to deal with. And here's another really good example of the damage that's sort of been exacerbated by the break-in that we've had and these leaks, subsequent leaks, where part of the ceiling here has actually collapsed again. And it's a bit of an interesting one. This fibrous plaster is often like horsehair plaster or another organic material. And because it's almost 100 years old, essentially it's sort of decomposed and lost a lot of its strength. And so now it gets wet and it just falls. So this is the old electrical mains board or distribution for the building, and this is one of the reasons we can tell that they're here for scrap, because they've been stripping out all the electrical cabling for copper. And you can see here they've literally just destroyed the board. So one of the silver linings, I guess, that's come out of this water damage is that one of the ceilings collapsed in one of the side rooms, and what has come out of it is we found some of the original 1928 ceiling decoration, and it's going to give us a really good baseline for work out what the original colours and what the colour scheme was, because the building's been repainted so many times, and this was an original piece of cornice that went up on the roof. And it's got these amazing vibrant like yellows, golds, reds, oranges, as opposed to sort of the darker silvers and dark burgundies that have come through the building in later years. Everything in this building is bespoke. Nothing in this building, I can go into a store and be like, I'm going to buy that off the shelf. It doesn't exist. So, and we've got the added challenge in New Zealand where we don't have a lot of these trades, you know, trying to find people who can do the gold leafing work at a commercial scale, because there's a lot of it to do in this building, is in itself a challenge. And we're going to have to probably develop some of these skills ourselves to do. I want people to walk through the door much like they did in 1928, where they walk into this just amazing theatre with this great atmosphere and can walk around and see the workmanship in it. My view of a successful restoration of this building is that if people come in and they can't pick what we did. This restoration is like a $60 million 3-year restoration that we haven't got all the funds for, we don't have all the time to do, and we've just got to make a start.